Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. We are on another episode of Reflections, 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 Reflections. Yeah. Let me stop. I gave you a little tune, but that was me not trying. Welcome, everyone. You guys made it to another week, another round of life, patterns, blase. I'm your host, Val. You guys can follow me on Instagram on Soulfully_Val, as well as Reflections with Val. You can also stream that on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and just support, subscribe, follow. Don't act different. You know what I'm saying? Show some love. Because, Reflections likes to show love to a lot of people, a lot of artists, especially outside of this New Jersey's tri-state area and state period, Music is a language that goes around and round and has different pulls and different expressions and different ways for us to express our internal battles and our internal feelings. And that's why I started this show. Because I wanted to talk about these things. I wanted to bring creatives and bring magicians and bring all these people together so we can find a common ground in what we chose our therapy to be and how to cope with our life. So I welcome you. And I want to I just want to say that this episode right now is sponsored by Jersey Media, which is located in Lodi, New Jersey, but also sponsored by today the lovely Cassandra Jackson, Cass, as we love to call her here. She did my makeup, so that's why you see me all dolled up and perfect. Yes, honey. Come on. Boo. Yes. You guys could follow her as Cass MUA Studios on IG. She is a makeup artist, for those who don't know what MUA stands for. I should have been a little bit more clear on that. But yeah, follow her. Don't be fake. And show some love. But in the meantime, today, as you guys know, as every week, I like to talk on self-awareness topics that a lot of us like to avoid, and I guess go through a speed bump or kind of avoid over, or whatever you want to call it. But this podcast welcomes realizations, welcomes awakenings, it welcomes people to be real with themselves. And some of us don't like to do that because that involves telling ourselves what we don't like. We're kind of being our own parent, and it's easier to finagle the whole thing and front it and act like you're completely fine because you've been doing that and coping with it your whole life. However, there are moments of self-reflection, which is why we named the show Reflections, that will give you that 5 to 10 minute on a daily or on a weekly to kind of unwind all of that gunk and all of that emotion that you haven't handled out of the way, so it doesn't come in the way. And today's topic really does talk about that, and that's why I'm excited to talk about it, because this is something that I believe every creative, every person that eventually had to take a bet on themselves, on their business when they started, or in the process of them going, they had to, I call this the crossroads or the dead end, that we kind of sometimes put in front of ourselves. It's obstacles that we tell ourselves, that we force ourselves to believe, hey, I'm never going to make it. I was brought up from this. I came from this. And this is why I cannot live out this passion or this goal or this dream, right? That's what we tell ourselves. We condition ourselves to do so because maybe that's how our family dynamic was growing up, or that's how my mom and my brother or the people in my neighborhood moved like. It was very white picket fence. You go to college, you graduate out of college, you get your degree, just very cookie cutter, right? That's what they tell us, to educate us on, is that right after high school, go to college, and that's the way to make money. But half of the time that doesn't really work out. And let's be real, how many business owners went to school, not all of them. They kind of just started it up sometimes. And some people took bet on themselves and educated themselves. They didn't go to school and they figured it out, jumping and literally leaping, hopping over the cliff and just starting it anyways and learning along the way. Yeah, some people would say that's a little harder because you're walking into an abyss and you're kind of picking up things and figuring it out along the way. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's nerve-wracking, it's anxious. But there's some people who work very well under that pressure. And if you're that person, don't doubt yourself and say, oh, I can't be there because this is my upbringing. This is all I know. That's a limiting belief that you're forcing to tell yourself. Not only tell it to yourself on a daily, but it's kind of like a mantra. And mantras are used in meditation as well as Indian beliefs and any Buddhism. You're manifesting that. You're putting that out there. When someone says, I can't, that's a self-limiting word there. That's a negative energy. And I'm speaking on this because, as I stated, this is something that I am combating right now in my entrepreneurship process. This constant self-limiting belief system. And in this self-reflection week, as I keep digging deeper and deeper, I'm coming to realize that every entrepreneurship that started a business, whether it was a podcast, whether it was a photo shoot or studio place, whether it was a production company or a label, with the first 2 to 3 years, if you are committed into it, like dedicated and committed into your business, these are the kind of beliefs you have to constantly combat like waves. They come back because if you don't target the core problem that's causing this limiting belief, guess what happens? As a business owner, now when new opportunities come, I'm not going to trust my intuition to say yes to this opportunity because I'm afraid that it's going to fail because I failed in the past or I failed 2 months ago with this random opportunity that came to me. So how do I know that this opportunity is going to be good for me? How do I know that this person or this opportunity is not going to do what the previous business partners or people have done, right? You kind of put yourself in this like, this is all I know kind of situation, and that is all. There's no other way. And that's limiting yourself from seeing the possibilities you can take advantage, not even take advantage, but just see for yourself the visions, the creativity, the mind going crazy. That doesn't happen because now your mind is occupied with your self-limiting beliefs. And now you're constantly like looking at someone, you're inspired. Let's say you're on Instagram scrolling and there's this person who does this video and you're like, oh my goodness, I wanted to do the same video. Maybe I should do something that's a skit and then this and that. And then right there, when you're thinking of all these things, then you start winding down and then you start thinking a little bit more, and then your self-limiting belief comes in and then it's like, yeah, that would be great, but I only have myself. I don't have a professional camera. I don't have a team. It's not going to look perfect. Our own perception of perfect, whatever that perfectism is to you in your brand, if it's working out, if it's training, or if it's singing, we kind of limit ourselves from even posting a post because we're comparing and constantly seeing what other people are doing instead of us focusing on our own thing, you know? So the self-limiting belief kind of gives us a way to feed into our distractions and not focus on the change that our business or our brand may need. We come in the way of that a lot. You know, it's like, yeah, I have all these opportunities. I have all these models coming up to me for photo shoots and all this and all that, but you're overwhelmed and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to schedule them. You don't know what's going on. You don't even know if they're going to pay you or how you're going to get your deposit or your lineup. And then this is the self-limiting belief. This is where the thoughts come in and you start filling yourself with negativity and the influences of your life. So I searched up in the psychology what it means to have this a limiting belief state of mind is a conviction and a belief that you think to be true that limits you in some way. This limiting belief could be about you, your interactions with other people, or with the world and how it works. I'm going to speak to my older crowd because as well, this may relate to someone who's older and is starting their business and they're kind of just like, oof, I don't know if people are going to buy into my product because it's a little outdated or I'm older. That's a self-limiting belief. I don't know if I should be an actress because I'm 35. Who stated that? Samuel Jackson got his first acting role at 40. There's no limitations here. That's the whole point, is that you're limiting yourself to believe these systems that you created in your own mind due to your experiences and your failures and how life went for you. But it doesn't have to, the outcome doesn't always have to be what you've experienced. And that's the whole point of it. Now, Joe just said it's called also the imposter syndrome. And you know what's crazy? I was just going to hint that. How did you read my mind? Okay, so the imposter syndrome is like, it's not a self-limiting belief. Sorry, I hate when that happens. That every hour my computer states the hour. I'm sorry if you guys hear this every single podcast, really. It said it's 7 o'clock. But the imposter syndrome basically is a chronic self-doubt in a sense of intellectual influence that overrides any feelings of success, external proof of their competence. Okay, I can see that to kind of be a situation that it could be similar, but this is more of like, this is a issue. This is a suffering. This is like an identity, or like they just put something under it to define what this is. And yeah, I guess chronic self-doubt is the difference between someone who has self-limiting beliefs, because you can break out of it. You can break out of your doubt easily and not fall into it every time. It's kind of like, no, I'm aware that I have this, but it's not the only way. Like, this is not the only way out. Like, I see the possibilities kind of, but I'm going to just stay right here. The person that's an imposter, that's trapped in the imposter syndrome, all they see is their pain. And all they choose to see is that. All they choose to see is their failure. So this is a chronic issue of self-doubt. And also it becomes worse because you tend to question your intelligence based on your past experiences and your life experiences. Like, oh, I only had a GED. How am I going to start an LLC if I only have a GED? That doesn't matter. Like, if you believe in your product enough and you sold it and spoke on it for 5 years after you got your GED, then it doesn't really matter if you just have a GED starting a business. Like, it really doesn't. My way, and this is why I'm bringing this, my example and how I've been combating my imposter syndrome is by saying, fuck it. Like, believe it or not, that's how I've been doing it, because since I've started Reflections, I have been on this imposter self-limiting belief system. And it's not that I don't believe in myself, it's that I doubt. I doubt in my full potential, and if I'm battling this, I just want creatives and people that have started their own businesses to be aware that this is normal, and that if we're out here presenting ourselves every single post to be perfect and, oh, I just started it up and it was easy and now look at the success, I'd be lying to you. I'd literally be lying to you, because it's not easy. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happens. There's a lot of turmoil emotionally that has happened through this. There's me not being able to afford anything, and me only, now living out of my car to go cross country. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. And that alone is breaking my imposter syndrome, right? Because I was forced to believe, and this is why I didn't believe myself fully or my potential fully, is because of where I came from, is my roots. I'm a Patterson raised child out there, and I had to figure it out. I wasn't instructed. I didn't have attention on me. I felt like there was no emotional support growing up in my whole life. And now as I grow in as a woman and in my business, I'm starting to see that that's affecting my like the way I carry myself and my worth. That's affecting and how much I believe my business, my brand. You know, if I really walked in the way that I fully believed in myself and I had no self-doubt, I bet you every single place that I walked to, I would be talking about how everyone should follow Reflections, and I have a podcast, and that's it. You know, like, cause I don't care what that person thinks about the fact that I have a podcast and I just stopped you at 7-Eleven to tell you about it. I don't care, because I'm on a goal, and that is for me to impact other people's lives and say, hey, if you're going through something and you feel alone, don't feel alone. There's a podcast that I run. There's a radio station that I run where we talk on topics that are this important to this magnitude. And I feel like you should listen to it because it would help you uncover things for yourself, you know? And there's people that have literally, that I've gotten off that. But how many times do I do it? Not that often, because I'm in my head, I'm in my emotions, I'm thinking about, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get to this content creation because I don't have a videographer. This is all things that I kind of combated with. Like, how can I hold off on a week for no podcasting? How can I replace that for something else? These are things that a lot of creatives go through. But the thing that becomes a little negative is when you don't see that you are holding yourself back from your next level in your business. That is what this episode is about, is that the self-limiting belief and the imposter syndrome keeps you in this place of this looping of how you've picked up coping in your life, and this belief system of, this is how I was raised, this is my upbringing, and I have to just accept it. And everybody in my family says that it's stupid and dumb for me to start something up from the ground up with no education. These are all things that they're saying because they haven't seen that actively in your family line. You're going to have the most people that you care about and love shun you away when you start something that is important to you, because you're doing something different. You're being set apart. So for you to wither on that and dim your light because others can't handle your light and how bright it is the wrong way of combating that. Is owning your light and saying, sorry if it is, but this is how it's going to have to be. Because you're not allowing your past to define your dreams. You are breaking barriers, you know, breaking the walls that you set out for yourself. And I'm in this process. I'm still learning, but I hope that everyone and anyone that's going through this, they can overcome it and be able to target it. Now, the way that you can combat it and kind of get a handle on your self-limiting beliefs, if you want to start being more aware of it, because this is a subconscious coping thing that we do due to our upbringing again. So it's not going to be something that we notice unless we start our business, we're on the way, and we start. This is how you start noticing the signs. When you get emails for opportunities, major opportunities, but you read them and you haven't responded back because this is the first major contract deal you've had in your brand and you don't know what to do with it. So you leave them unread and you don't reply back, don't respond back. That's a self-limiting belief there. Like, if you would have contacted them and believed in yourself and not say, oh, this opportunity, I've never had something this grand to this magnitude spat my way, I don't know what to do, I'm going to shun them away, because that's what the self-limiting belief would tell you to do in that inner child place. But you're kind of combating that and saying, you know what? I never had this kind of brand kind of pitch this pricing. This is my first big deal. I'm scared shitless. Let me build a plan. Let me research this company. Let me figure out how I can, make a better pay here. Is it really smart for me to work with this person? That's how you start tackling things, as opposed to believing your self-limiting beliefs and saying, no, better not. It's a waste of time. They're probably going to stab me in the back anyways. And a lot of us, Jersey, we move that way. And I don't understand it. Like, you guys need to fix this, okay? Because if we were to drop that and not bring that over to our opportunities, you will flourish and you will make a lot of money and your business will be plentiful. Because it's like, you won't push anyone away. You won't need to, because you want everybody to win. You even want people surrounding you to win, but you'll be wise on it. You know what I'm saying? But it would, all of that from the past won't come in the way. Like your abandonment issues, the educational, that just really wouldn't come in the way, because you are now identifying them. And that's the first thing that you have to do on self-awareness and being real with yourself, is that you're aware of your issue. You're not ignoring it anymore. You're not acting like it's not there anymore. You target the problem. Now you have the first step in psychology, acknowledgement. Yeah. Identify the limiting belief. And then once you identify it, throughout your week, when it does come up, you write it down. You write down the cause and effect and why the limiting belief even came up, so you can understand where it stems from. It's not going to be something that is going to be easy to do, because again, this is something that you subconsciously fall into. So you kind of have to literally go throughout your week and just be aware of like, oh, I had a potential client here. I could have went here, but then the 2-hour drive, I didn't know how to get there. These are all self-limiting beliefs. I just seen today. I just met today. I don't even want to bring her story out there, but I just met someone today that just literally moved to Colombia on a whim because she wants to pursue her career in acting. And she's commuting from New York to come over here to put in more into her passion, which is acting. She didn't care how far she needed to go. She didn't care if she needed to leave Colombia, which is hard, by the way, because her family's there, right? That's like me leaving America and saying, there's no opportunities here. Let me go to Africa. Like, hello? This is how serious we have to be. And I commend this person for doing that, because that is hard. For you to just say, I'm going to be out, peace, deuces, family. I don't even know if I'm going to get an opportunity, but I need to live out my dream because it's better elsewhere. And not to believe the self-limiting beliefs that had been falling upon this person's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there is a pure example of combating that. I can go against the grain. I don't have to do the traditions of my family or how they fall in, or their outcome doesn't have to be my outcome. You can set your own outcome. And once you know that you can, not only know that you can, but believe that you can, that's when the pot of gold comes out, you know? Like, that's when the real magic happens. So identify them and start writing them down as soon as you feel them, as soon as they come up, so they won't have a power over you anymore. Now you'll know where they come from. And even then, you have to assess and replace the behavior with a positive behavior, a positive thinking mindset, and saying, okay, so what is the wall here? The wall is, I need a makeup artist to come on the scene, and I need a videographer to do my video, as well as 2 extras. I don't have the money for the 2 extras. How am I going to get the money for the MUA? Oh, because we don't have support. Some people just do this off of their own money. You know, you have to think of these things. Financial struggles come in the way, and they become self-limiting beliefs. And all of these other things, like a man or a woman can do that to you as well if you allow your girlfriend or boyfriend or fiance, husband, whatever they are, to come in the way and tell you, oh, you've been spending too much time on your business. How about you hop on my business, try to get to know what I'm doing, and then encourage me to get more clients. And then that's how we could build a good foundation in this relationship. But you straying me away from the situation is going to make me be insecure about how I'm pleasing you, and I'm going to not feel okay because I'm displeasing my partner, which therefore is going to create this self-limiting belief of like, oh, I would love to do this opportunity, but then homegirl, boyfriend is going to be mad at me by the time I come home past 11. Who cares? Like, is this person elevating into your life? Clearly not, because she has an issue, or he has an issue with you coming at past 11, but I'm doing my future. I'm getting paid for what I love, and it's getting me one step closer to it. Cut that off. Cut it off. You need to cut it. Yeah, you need to cut it. Just don't do that. Stay motivated. Give yourself affirmations, and just be real and honest with yourself without self-sabotaging you or beating down on your flaws. Try to look for the the way out of it. Try to look for the upside of things, not the downside of things. If you don't know what you even feel and you just want to get down to the bottom of those things presently, I encourage you to write a T-chart of negative thoughts and positive thoughts. And then you write down 15 to 20 minutes or whatever, how long it takes you, of what you like or what always comes up that's negative and what always comes up as positive, right? So let's say you don't like your body. You write that down. The things you don't like about yourself, the things you do like about yourself. Now, if you have more things that you don't like about yourself, that needs to get fixed ASAP, because if you love yourself and you want that self-love and that self-value without needing it with anyone else, the first step is providing it for yourself. And if you don't like who you are, then why are you going to go out into the world and look for somebody if you don't even like who you are? Got to fix that, because the person can't fix that. Your relationship can't fix that. Your business ties can't fix that. And that's when this limiting belief starts happening. You don't know how to be with people. You don't even know how to pitch your own prices, because all of these thoughts are like, oh, last time I pitched this pricing, it didn't go so well. And it just starts creating your own self-limiting belief. So today and this week, I really encourage you guys to let that go. And if that has any power over you, don't even let it, brush it off. It doesn't even faze you. You don't even know what you were stressing about to begin with, because you've been so focused on the positivity, the creativity, bringing to life the vision that you were afraid to bring to life. You're too busy trying to bring that vision to life. You're too busy trying to invest in those hours for that you don't even got time to focus on the distractions or your past failures or your self-limiting beliefs, right? Or the imposter syndrome, as we spoke today. So I leave with that, Dang, that was a deep one a little bit. We made it through. But it's on to the next segment. Today, I have amazing artists to share with y'all. And I am super excited. One of them has been on the show once. And the others, I kind of shared one before. Prince Hill, you my boy, you feel me? My guy. I shared a song called New Position with him, but this episode we're going to do something different. So the first guy I'm going to show you guys, I always pronounce it wrong. His name is not Villa, but I know a Villa here, and that's why I always want to introduce him as Villa. But he's an artist from Cali. I hope to work with you soon. We spoke. Hey. But this song he just dropped is called Dying. The title stood out to me. The title screamed music therapy to me. So I said, I need to put this on my show. And here it is. So I took a listen, but I like to listen with live reaction. So here it goes.
Yeah. Feel like I'm dying. Might be my last track. Once my lights go off, ain't no charging pack that could bring me back. You won't find me. Just play these fine-tuned raps. Cry a river if you want, just don't drown like Jack. Let this shit slap like a pimp in the back of your trunk. Riding through the fucking nine, ain't half with a cup. Apple vodka and that Buster Bone, kicking back like kickback cab. OG the one that said you the goat for the city. Fuck whoever hate and put him down like Kaepernick Nillens. Kept it so hard, come to find out that the hairline receded. How you 20-something fucking round with training brought biddies. Your masculinity has tough as your size 6 foot kitty's paws couldn't claw like a John, but her offered your click at the dawn. Says to the bitch talk on the phone, but when I roll up, everyone me smoke. Talking a bitch and when I'm on the road, pull up and squeeze the juice with a poke. Right at your bitch, vitamin D, Villa TV, BBS Network. I got the M, future the P. Weezy out of here, fresh to the piece. Villa Sosa about to drop an EP. I got a cure for the pressure, my nigga. nigga. To listen to what I be writing, my nigga. I'm mixing that dealer with villain, my nigga. And this is my last on the go figure. Know I'm a legend. JONATHAN. Gas give the gas plan. Might disappear, but never absent. Can't kill my soul, no matter what you do. I'ma always be afloat in the hood, in the hills, in the valley, on the pole, over the bridge, over the fence, under the gate, around the coast. Look at me here, believe that your dream is possible if you do one thing. Put in the work, love your haters, fuck your friends, appreciate all imitators. Love your life, cause no one else will. Blue, red pill, and pop until I heal. Dystopia, cause this ain't no utopia. Mojo, Joe, you came from Utonium, but I'm still pushing, fuck all the sodium. Hit my cook, got a dope song until it's done. Paying north and the high, but the pain subsides to the left like a TIA. But let MIA in the west, but the seaside like Kanye. Drip down to my socks in a bathing ape. Don't swim, bitch, told ya I levitate. Twin turbo in my lungs, I say. If I pass before my father, keep his sanity safe, cause I know he lost my mama and he might just lose his two his. I'm writing this song, I'm bothered to learn that my family's curse can't run away from karma.
To learn that my family's curse cannot run away from trauma. That's a bar. That's a bar. Woo, okay. He never disappoints me, man. Good for you. This single just dropped this month, really. It's called Dime. Please support him. It spells VILLV, and you could find him on VILLV_ on IG, as well on Spotify and SoundCloud and all of that jazz. Next up, I'm going to share Prince Hill. I am super excited to share this because he had a big blowout, a big release for this, had over 10,000 plays and streams off Shazam. The first week he released this, it was just amazing. I'm always excited when he does something. He's from Brick City, New Brunswick, Newark, you know what I'm saying? Always delivers bars, and you can just tell that he raps from his heart and straight dedication and passion to this. Like, he lives and breathes this. That's why he gets the outcomes that he does, because he doesn't mind investing and taking those leaps, like we spoke on, with yourself, not to believe those self-limiting beliefs, right? Because if he did, he wouldn't have made it this far into his career. So in this one, he talks about a person he looked up to in the music industry a lot, and his first inspiration was Biggie Smalls. So this song is titled Biggie, Ready to Die. So I just want you guys to listen to that. Ready?
Hey, we got this shit out the mud. I'm from the bottom. If you wasn't with me, then you won't be here when I'm up. I gotta feel like the vibe. Bitches, you ready to ride? Cause you ready to slide. Feeling like Biggie, I'm ready to die. 2, 9, 2, 9, 2, 9, 2, 9. I gotta feel like the vibe. Bitches, you ready to ride? My life in the suite. Please don't compare me to them, cause nobody fucking with me. I put myself on my feet, straight out the mud, this is not for the weak. Glock in the passenger seat. PTSD from what happened to me. Might be cool in the streets, but it's tragic to me. I keep a stick, I ain't flashing. If you asking, I ain't got it on me. Play on me, you could get wet like a beach. So don't you go risking your life. We just wanna turn up, feel a vibe. All my niggas on go keep it cool, cause this shit can go left you decide. Yeah, we got this shit out the mud. I'm from the bottom, if you wasn't with me, then you won't be here when I'm up. I gotta feel out the vibe. Bitches, you ready to ride? Cause you ready to slide. Feeling like Biggie, I'm ready to die. 2, 9, 2, 9, 2, 9, 2, 9. I gotta feel out the vibe. Bitches, you ready to ride? Cause you ready to slide. Feeling like Biggie, I'm ready to die.
Damn. I'm so mad it was so short. Like, let me stop. I'm not mad. I could replay that song all day, every day. Big energy. I play this song when I want to get into like my mode, like working out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to weights on. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta play it on like a WrestleMania. Like, you gotta just be amped up when you play this song. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would not play it if I'm like upset. I mean, I would, but because it amps me up and it's like, bitches are ready to die. Damn, like that shit really does amp you up. But yeah, go ahead, bro. I think the last song I shared on my page of his is Izzy, one of my favorites as well. He's just doing his thing, man. He's breaking numbers, doing what he got to do. Focus. Not looking left, not looking right, but focus. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us need to move like that. Next up, this guy fell upon my IG, and I love IG because, again, if you guys utilize it well, you could find these talents. I don't understand this whole, like, if you think you worthy, submit your I really don't. So just use your phone. This guy is called Charlie Curtis Beard. That's what he goes by. That's legit what he goes by. Charlie Curtis Beard. And he did a song that was not originally his. So the first song that I'm going to show you guys is written by Caden McKay, who happens to be Caucasian, okay? And this man, Curtis, was like, I like this song. And I love how he was just basically like, I'm going to slap my version on it. And I'm going to make sure that this man, Caden, has the rights. And I'm going to make sure that he does have his personal rights as well, because he wrote this piece. And if it wasn't for him writing this piece, this man would not have done his version of it. So without further ado, here goes.
Can't the future just wait? Can't the deadlines come fashionably late? I could push every goal back, take control back, if they'd roll back the rate at which time starts to fly. Never landing or standing by, never taking a break, ever making me retry. We nickel and dime every quarter to two. But maybe it's time to let time pass through.
Hear him, y'all, hear him.
Can't the future just wait?
Wait, I think I'm not in a good place. Like cheating, I'm about to get a stomach ache. Like every panel of my life was a waste. With 25 candles on my birthday cake. You think I'd have a lot to show for, like a show for. Foreign decor in my corridor, but I don't have it together. It makes me wonder, when will life get better? Career is taking every bit of my time. Don't got no friends or money or social life. I can go back, take control back. I'm giving my all to be great. I'm scared it's gonna be in vain, so
If the future is bright, it doesn't shine with that end of the tunnel light. More like a deer in the headlights, sudden red lights, or your dead lights as the anglerfish bite. It's not fair. The past is clear, but it's clear back there. What's ahead, no one knows, but it's closing in, we swear. Still not in my prime, I have so much to do. But maybe it's time to let time pass through.
Yes. I love it. First of all, that literally had to deal with what we were talking about today, which was can't the future just wait? You know, I know that you guys are rushing me, but like, can you just pump the brakes and give me some time to catch up and get there, because there's a lot of stress and a lot of things that I'm battling and going through with my creativity, and I just have to. That's basically what I got off the song. So it's just perfect description of what today's episode was about. Now, the next one, same guy, same artist, is going to be Move Forward Together. That's what the song is called. Same guy, Charlie Curtis. You guys could also find him on YouTube with this song called Move Forward Together. So, let's see.
Salty like the sky above the sea. Bitter on your tongue might be reality. Pouring all the possibility out, not how you think they ought to be. Tip the glass, step into what you see.
ice, sipping wine while inside with the person I confide in you. Ooh, I'm taking the liberty to confess. I need a 180 to save me nothing less. Perplexed, you need a Mercedes or you'll be on my neck. And baby, we're pushing 80 and lately I'm feeling stressed. I'm finicky, maybe crazy, defensive, hallucinating. The problems we are creating, sedated, we can't connect. Tugging my achy, breaky and shaking me like it's Haiti. You rain on my elevator, state of mind is a mess. We guess what we do, but breaking into it's not unto two. List I'm moving with you, there's nothing to lose. So what should we do?
So what should we do?
We can coast, we can cruise, oh my.
I'm seeing true colors of you coming through. I feel something
So appealing, you're my wonder. Am I feeling you the way you wanna? If we're falling out of touch,
we can go our separate ways and let it be.
colors don't go together.
We wear our problems plainly on our sleeve.
Falling out of touch.
We can go our separate ways and let it be.
Colors don't go together.
We wear our problems plainly on our sleeve.
Wow. There's more, but we basically got it. Thank you guys for blessing me with that. I appreciate that. Moving forward together. That's on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud. Charlie Curtis Beard. And yeah. That song I think is perfect for, I know it's perfect for moving forward. If you're having trouble coping with a loss or a breakup, this song is perfect for pondering and thinking. Like when you want to put on a song to think. And as funny as that sounds, I have a couple songs in the back of my pocket that I use for just literally thinking and nothing else. To get my mind out of all of the gunk and thoughts it's been thinking, wind and round and round all day. I have to listen to some like relaxing, get me out of my head kind of music, and this one kind of falls in that category. Same thing with Jay Holiday when he sings Suffocate. I don't know, this when I hear Suffocate by Jay Holiday, I just be gone. Like my mind be just thinking about a peaceful beach day or something and just being lost in the view. You gotta listen to music that takes you out of your anxiety and your constant wave of opportunity here, you know? So tune in on that. Escape from your imposter mindset. Escape from your self-limiting belief, right? And I hope that this episode was very helpful for you and that you can take something throughout this week, that you can practice more self-awareness, that you can gain self-confidence in your business and not doubt yourself. That's the goal for myself and for others. You know, as we continue as well, don't be afraid to share with me your experiences in life as you started your first business or brand, or maybe you didn't do that. Maybe you're considering doing that and you want to ask questions. Don't be afraid to, you know. We have a team here that's more than willing to give out, that isn't afraid to answer those hard questions that a lot of people get judged for. This is a judge-free zone. Again, this is just us trying to figure out life together with no manual again, and just being honest with it and to our emotions and how we cope with them. And sometimes the coping mechanisms that we bring up and we raise up during this process sometimes isn't really healthy for us. So visiting a profession or going to someone for help that isn't your friend, you know, professional help can help with that. Speaking from a person who visits a therapist, you know, it's really helping. It's just saying. And yeah, it's always good to just not be in a biased standpoint. So don't forget to follow me and to check me out every week on SoundCloud, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, as well as follow Soulfully_Val and Reflections with Val. Don't forget to support all of the underground artists that I share and showcase on each episode. They really work hard for what they do, every single one of them. So thank you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.